Summary of Getting Things Done: The Art of Stress-Free Productivity by David Allen. Chapter 1: A New Practice for a New Reality. In this chapter, David Allen introduces the core premise of his productivity methodology, focusing on the idea that it is possible to manage a significant number of tasks without feeling overwhelmed or stressed. He argues that many people, especially professionals, are struggling with information overload and an ever-increasing list of responsibilities, leading to a constant state of anxiety and a feeling of being out of control. Allen begins by discussing the changing nature of work in the modern era. Unlike in the past, where work was often clearly defined and tangible, such as plowing fields or assembling products, today's knowledge work is less structured and more ambiguous. Knowledge work involves thinking, planning, and making decisions, and these activities do not have clear boundaries or endpoints. This shift has created new challenges, as the tools and strategies that were effective in managing tasks in the past are no longer sufficient. One of the critical issues Allen identifies is that most people try to keep track of their tasks and responsibilities in their heads. This approach leads to what he calls open loops, which are incomplete tasks or unresolved issues that occupy mental space and cause stress. Allen explains that the human mind is not well suited for storing and organizing the multitude of tasks and responsibilities that we face daily. Instead, the mind is better at processing information and making decisions when it is not burdened with trying to remember everything. Allen introduces the concept of mind like water, a metaphor borrowed from martial arts. This concept refers to a state of mind where one can respond appropriately and proportionately to any situation, without overreacting or underreacting. Just as water reacts to a pebble by rippling exactly in proportion to the size and force of the pebble, a mind like water reacts to tasks and responsibilities with the appropriate amount of focus and energy. Achieving this state requires a clear mind, free from the stress of trying to remember and manage too many things at once. To reach this state, Allen outlines two key objectives. 1. Capture everything. The first step is to capture everything that needs attention, whether it is a task, idea, or responsibility, into a trusted system outside of the mind. This might include using tools like lists, calendars, and note-taking apps to collect tasks and ideas as they arise. 2. Clarify and organize. Once everything is captured, the next step is to clarify what each item means and what action is required to move it forward. This involves making decisions about what the next action should be for each task and organizing these actions in a way that allows them to be easily reviewed and managed. Allen argues that most people experience stress because they have not developed a systematic approach to managing their tasks and responsibilities. Instead, they rely on their memory, which is unreliable and leads to feelings of being overwhelmed. By capturing everything in a trusted system and clarifying what needs to be done, individuals can free their minds from the burden of trying to remember everything, allowing them to focus more effectively on the task at hand. He introduces a simple exercise to demonstrate the power of this approach. He asks readers to think of a project or situation that is currently occupying their thoughts. By writing down a clear statement of the desired outcome and identifying the next physical action required to move the situation forward, readers can experience a sense of control and clarity. This exercise is designed to show that much of the stress we experience comes from not having clearly defined the outcomes we want to achieve or the actions we need to take. Allen acknowledges that this approach may require a shift in how we think about and manage our tasks. Many people are used to working in a reactive mode, responding to tasks and responsibilities as they arise, without taking the time to clarify their goals and plan their actions. However, he argues that by adopting a more proactive approach, we can achieve a greater sense of control and reduce stress. He also discusses the limitations of traditional time management and productivity tools. Tools like to-do lists, calendars, and priority-setting techniques can be helpful, but they often fall short because they do not address the underlying issue of how to manage the multitude of tasks and responsibilities that we face. Allen suggests that instead of trying to manage time or prioritize tasks in a traditional way, we should focus on managing our actions. By consistently clarifying what needs to be done and organizing our actions in a way that makes them easy to review and execute, we can achieve a higher level of productivity and reduce the stress that comes from feeling overwhelmed. Finally, Allen sets the stage for the rest of the book by explaining that his methodology is designed to help individuals achieve what he calls a ready state. This is a state of being where one is fully present and focused on the task at hand, without being distracted by other tasks or responsibilities. He likens this state to that of a martial artist who is fully prepared to respond to any situation with calmness and precision. Achieving this state requires discipline and a commitment to consistently capturing, clarifying, and organizing tasks, but the rewards are significant: increased productivity, reduced stress, and a greater sense of control over one's life. Chapter 2: Getting Control of Your Life. The 5 Stages of Mastering Workflow. This chapter delves into the core process of his methodology for managing work and life effectively. He introduces the concept of workflow management, a systematic approach to handling tasks and responsibilities in a way that maintains control and minimizes stress. Allen outlines 5 distinct stages that constitute this process: collect, process, organize, review, and do. Each stage plays a critical role in helping individuals achieve a state of mind like water, where they can respond to tasks with clarity and effectiveness. 1. Collect. The first stage in mastering workflow is collecting all the stuff that demands your attention. Allen emphasizes the importance of gathering 100% of these incompletes, whether they are tasks, ideas, or commitments, into a trusted system. The goal is to ensure that nothing is left in your mind, where it can cause distraction and stress. Instead, everything is captured in external buckets, such as physical in baskets, notebooks, electronic devices, or voice recorders. Allen stresses that anything that requires action, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, should be captured in this collection phase. This includes everything from major projects to the smallest to-do items. By doing so, you relieve your mind from the burden of trying to remember everything, allowing you to focus more clearly on the task at hand. The tools for collecting can vary, but the key is to have as few collection points as possible and to empty them regularly. This ensures that your collection system remains manageable and that you can trust it to hold all the necessary information until you are ready to process it. Allen warns that if you don't regularly process your collection buckets, they can quickly become overwhelming and lose their effectiveness. 2. Process. Once you have collected everything, the next stage is to process each item individually. The goal of processing is to determine what each item means and what action is required. Allen introduces a simple decision tree to guide this process. Is it actionable? If no action is required, the item is either trash, reference material, or something to be incubated for later review. If action is required, you must decide what the next physical action should be. What's the next action? If an item requires action, you must determine the very next physical step needed to move it forward. This could be making a phone call, drafting an email, or brainstorming ideas. If the next action can be completed in 2 minutes or less, Allen advises doing it immediately. If it will take longer, the action should be delegated or deferred. The processing stage is crucial because it forces you to make decisions about your tasks up front, rather than letting them linger in your mind or on your to-do list. By clarifying the next action for each item, you reduce the cognitive load and make it easier to move tasks forward. 3. Organize. After processing, the next step is to organize the results in a systematic way. Allen introduces several key categories for organizing tasks. Projects. Any task that requires more than one action to complete is considered a project. These should be tracked in a project list that can be reviewed regularly. Next actions. Once you have determined the next action for a task, it should be placed in a next actions list, organized by context. For example, actions that can be completed at your desk might go in one list, while errands might go in another. Waiting for. If you delegate a task or are waiting for someone else to take action, it should be tracked in a waiting for list. This ensures that you can follow up as needed. Calendar. Any tasks that must be completed by a specific date or time should be placed on your calendar. Someday maybe. Some tasks or projects are not urgent or immediate. These can be placed in a someday maybe list for future consideration. By organizing tasks in this way, you create a system that is easy to review and manage, ensuring that nothing falls through the cracks. 4. Review. The fourth stage is to regularly review your system to keep it functional and up to date. Alan emphasizes the importance of the weekly review, a process in which you go through your entire system, update your lists, and ensure that everything is current. This review process is critical for maintaining control and ensuring that your system continues to serve you effectively. During the weekly review, you should review your project list to ensure all projects have a next action. Update your next actions list based on what has been completed and what needs attention. Check your waiting for list to follow up on any delegated tasks. Look over your calendar for upcoming commitments and deadlines. Review your someday maybe list to see if any items should be moved into active projects. The review process is not just about updating lists, it's also an opportunity to reconnect with your commitments and ensure that you are focused on the right priorities. 5. Do. The final stage is to take action. Alan provides a framework for deciding what to do at any given moment, based on the following criteria: context. What can you do given your current location, tools, and situation? For example, if you are at your desk, you might focus on tasks that require a computer or phone. Time available. How much time do you have before your next commitment? If you only have 10 minutes, you might choose a quick task from your next actions list. Energy available. How much energy do you have? If you are feeling energized, you might tackle a challenging task. If you are tired, you might choose something less demanding. Priority. Given your context, time, and energy, what is the most important thing you can do right now? This is where the importance of the weekly review comes into play, as it ensures that your priorities are clear and up to date. Alan emphasizes that by following these 5 stages, you can achieve a sense of control over your work and life. The system is designed to handle the complexity and volume of modern knowledge work, allowing you to manage your tasks and responsibilities in a way that reduces stress and increases productivity. Chapter 3. Getting projects creatively underway. The 5 phases of project planning. In this chapter, Alan delves deeper into the concept of projects and how to effectively plan and execute them. He emphasizes that a project is any outcome that requires more than one action step to complete. Given the complexity of modern work, most people have numerous projects in various stages of completion. Alan introduces a 5-phase approach to project planning that helps ensure successful outcomes while reducing stress and maintaining clarity. 1. Defining purpose and principles. The first phase of project planning involves clearly defining the purpose of the project. Understanding the why behind a project is crucial because it provides motivation and direction. Alan suggests asking, "What's the purpose of this project?" to clarify the desired outcome. This helps align the project with your broader goals and values. Additionally, defining the principles that will guide the project is essential. These principles are the standards and criteria you will use to make decisions and evaluate progress. They act as a compass, ensuring that the project stays on track and meets your expectations. For example, if your project is to launch a new product, your purpose might be to increase market share, and your guiding principles might include innovation, customer satisfaction, and cost effectiveness. By clearly defining these elements, you create a solid foundation for the project. 2. Outcome visioning. The second phase is outcome visioning, where you envision what success looks like for the project. This involves creating a detailed mental picture of the final outcome. Alan emphasizes the importance of beginning with the end in mind. This practice not only provides clarity but also generates enthusiasm and energy for the project. It allows you to visualize the desired result and work backward to identify the steps needed to achieve it. Alan recommends using visualization techniques to make the outcome as tangible as possible. This could include imagining what the completed project will look like, how it will feel to have it done, and what benefits will result from its completion. For example, if your project is to organize a conference, you might visualize the event day, the attendees' engagement, the feedback received, and the overall success of the event. 3. Brainstorming. The third phase is brainstorming, a crucial step where all potential ideas and actions related to the project are captured. The goal is to generate as many ideas as possible without judgment or evaluation. Alan encourages an open, free-flowing process where every idea is noted down, regardless of whether it seems immediately feasible or relevant. This phase is about expanding possibilities and exploring different approaches. Alan introduces the natural planning model, which mirrors how the mind naturally processes information when it is not constrained. This model includes starting with the desired outcome, brainstorming possible actions, organizing these ideas, and then identifying the next actions. During brainstorming, Alan suggests using tools like mind maps, lists, or sticky notes to capture ideas. The key is to create a safe space for creativity and innovation. 4. Organizing. The fourth phase involves organizing the ideas generated during brainstorming into a coherent structure. This includes identifying the key components of the project, sequencing the steps, and grouping similar tasks. Organizing helps to create a roadmap for the project, ensuring that all necessary actions are identified and placed in a logical order. Alan advises breaking down the project into manageable parts, each with a clear next action. This not only makes the project less overwhelming but also provides a clear path forward. For example, if your project is to write a book, organizing might involve creating an outline, dividing the book into chapters, and assigning specific tasks such as research, writing, and editing to each chapter. This phase also includes identifying resources, timelines, and any potential obstacles. By organizing the project in this way, you create a clear action plan that can be easily followed and adjusted as needed. 5. Identifying next actions. The final phase is identifying the next actions required to move the project forward. This is a critical step, as it ensures that the project remains in motion and doesn't stagnate. Alan emphasizes that every project should have a clearly defined next action, something that can be done immediately to progress toward completion. This action should be specific, tangible, and assigned to the appropriate person or team. Alan explains that one of the main reasons projects stall is because the next action is not clearly defined. Without a specific next step, projects can become vague and overwhelming, leading to procrastination and inaction. By always identifying and executing the next action, you maintain momentum and ensure steady progress. Chapter 4. Getting Started, Setting Up the Time, Space, and Tools. In this chapter, Alan shifts focus from planning to the practical aspects of setting up an effective system for managing tasks and projects. He emphasizes that in order to implement the Getting Things Done (GTD) methodology successfully, you need to establish a conducive environment, both physical and mental. This chapter outlines how to set up your time, space, and tools to support your productivity. 1. Creating the right time and space. Alan begins by stressing the importance of having dedicated time and space to organize and manage your tasks. He argues that you need to create an environment that is free from distractions and conducive to focused work. This might involve setting up a dedicated workspace, ensuring you have the necessary tools at hand, and allocating specific times for processing and organizing your tasks. Alan suggests that your workspace should be comfortable and well organized, with easy access to all the tools and materials you need. This includes having a clean desk, a good chair, and adequate lighting. The goal is to create a space where you can concentrate without interruptions, allowing you to process your tasks efficiently. In terms of time, Alan recommends setting aside regular intervals to review and update your system. This might include daily reviews of your next actions list, weekly reviews of your project list, and periodic deep dives into your someday maybe list. By scheduling these sessions, you ensure that your system remains current and functional. 2. Gathering the right tools. Next, Alan discusses the importance of having the right tools to support your GTD system. These tools help you capture, process, organize, and review your tasks. Alan categorizes these tools into 3 main types. Physical tools. These include items like an in-basket, file folders, a labeler, and a calendar. Alan emphasizes that these tools should be high quality and well maintained, as they are the backbone of your organizational system. Digital tools. In the digital age, software and apps play a crucial role in managing tasks. Alan suggests using tools like task management apps, digital calendars, and note-taking software to capture and organize your tasks. However, he warns against over-reliance on technology and advises choosing tools that are simple and effective. Support tools. These are additional resources that help you stay organized, such as reference files, project folders, and checklists. Alan recommends creating a filing system that is easy to use and maintain, ensuring that you can quickly find the information you need when you need it. Alan emphasizes that the tools you choose should fit your personal preferences and work style. The goal is to create a system that you are comfortable using consistently, without friction or frustration. 3. Setting up your system. Once you have the right time, space, and tools in place, the next step is to set up your GTD system. Alan provides a step-by-step guide to organizing your workspace and tools. In-Basket. Your In-Basket is the central collection point for all incoming tasks and information. It should be easily accessible and emptied regularly to ensure that nothing falls through the cracks. Reference System. Create a filing system for storing reference materials. This might include physical files for documents and digital folders for electronic files. The system should be organized in a way that allows you to quickly find what you need. Task lists. Set up lists for your next actions waiting for, and someday maybe tasks. These lists should be easily accessible and regularly updated to reflect the current state of your tasks. Calendar. Use your calendar to track time-specific tasks and appointments. Alan advises against cluttering your calendar with non-time-specific tasks, as this can lead to overwhelm and missed deadlines. Project support materials. If you are managing multiple projects, create a system for organizing project support materials. This might include project folders, both physical and digital, where you can store relevant documents, notes, and plans. Alan stresses the importance of consistency in using your system. Once it is set up, the key to its effectiveness is regular maintenance and review. By consistently capturing, processing, organizing, and reviewing your tasks, you can achieve a state of mind like water, where you can respond to tasks with clarity and focus. 4. Building trust in your system. Finally, Alan addresses the importance of building trust in your system. He argues that the GTD methodology only works if you trust that your system will capture everything that needs to be done and present it to you at the right time. This trust is built through consistent use and regular reviews. Alan warns against the temptation to revert to old habits, such as keeping tasks in your head or allowing your In-Basket to overflow. He emphasizes that the effectiveness of the GTD system depends on your commitment to using it consistently. By doing so, you create a reliable external brain that frees up mental energy for creative thinking and problem solving. Chapter 5. Collection, Corralling Your Stuff. This chapter focuses on the first critical phase of the GTD system, collection. Alan explains how to effectively gather all the tasks, ideas, commitments, and information that occupy your mind and external environment. The goal of this phase is to corral everything that might require your attention into a trusted system, thereby freeing your mind from the burden of trying to remember everything. 1. The importance of collection. Alan begins by reiterating the importance of collecting everything that requires your attention. He argues that the human mind is not designed to hold and manage all the tasks and responsibilities we face in modern life. Instead, the mind is better suited for processing and making decisions when it is not overloaded with information. By capturing everything in an external system, you reduce mental clutter and create space for focused thinking. Alan explains that incomplete tasks, unresolved issues, and unprocessed ideas, what he calls open loops, consume mental energy and create stress. The collection phase is about gathering all these open loops into a trusted system where they can be processed and managed effectively. 2. Tools for collection. Alan outlines the various tools you can use to collect your stuff. These tools serve as external buckets, where you can deposit anything that requires your attention. The key is to choose tools that are simple, accessible, and suited to your personal preferences. Alan categorizes these tools into 3 main types. Physical tools. These include items like an In-Basket, notepads, sticky notes, and folders. Alan emphasizes the importance of having a physical In-Basket where you can deposit papers, mail, and other physical items that need processing. Digital tools. In the digital age, many tasks and communications are electronic. Alan suggests using digital tools such as task management apps, email folders, and note-taking apps to collect and manage digital tasks and information. Voice and auditory tools. For those who prefer speaking to writing, voice recorders and apps that allow you to dictate notes and reminders can be effective tools for collection. Alan emphasizes that the specific tools you choose are less important than the consistency with which you use them. The goal is to have a trusted system where you can capture everything that requires your attention, regardless of its form. 3. Gathering everything. The next step in the collection process is to gather everything that requires your attention. This includes not only tasks and projects but also ideas, commitments, and even thoughts that might need to be explored further. Alan advises conducting a mind sweep to capture all the open loops that might be floating around in your mind. A mind sweep involves sitting down and writing down everything that comes to mind, big or small, personal or professional. This process helps you clear your mind of distractions and ensures that nothing is forgotten or overlooked. Alan suggests writing down everything that has your attention, from work-related tasks to personal errands, creative ideas, and long-term goals. In addition to the mind sweep, Alan advises gathering all the physical items that require processing. This might include papers, bills, receipts, notes, and other documents that have accumulated in your workspace. The goal is to get everything into your collection buckets so that it can be processed and organized later. 4. Emptying your buckets. Once you have gathered everything, the next step is to empty your collection buckets regularly. Alan emphasizes that collecting tasks and information is only the first step. These items must be processed and organized to be useful. He advises setting aside regular times to review and empty your buckets, ensuring that nothing lingers in your in-basket or digital tools for too long. Alan explains that emptying your buckets does not mean completing every task immediately. Instead, it involves processing each item to determine what action is required and then organizing it accordingly. This might involve filing reference materials, adding tasks to your next actions list, or delegating tasks to others. The key is to ensure that your collection buckets are emptied regularly and that nothing is left unprocessed. This helps maintain the integrity of your system and ensures that you can trust it to hold everything that requires your attention. 5. Building the habit. Finally, Alan addresses the importance of building the habit of consistent collection. He acknowledges that collecting everything may feel overwhelming at first, but he emphasizes that the benefits far outweigh the initial effort. By consistently capturing everything that requires your attention, you free your mind from the stress of trying to remember everything. Alan advises integrating collection into your daily routine. This might involve carrying a notebook or digital device with you at all times, setting aside time each day to review and empty your buckets, and making collection a natural part of your work and life. Chapter 6. Processing. Getting into empty. Chapter 6 focuses on the second critical phase of the GTD system, processing. David Allen explains how to take the items you have collected and make decisions about what to do with them. The goal of processing is to empty your buckets by determining the appropriate actions for each item and organizing them accordingly. This chapter provides detailed guidance on how to process tasks and information efficiently, ensuring that nothing lingers in your system without a clear plan of action. 1. The importance of processing. Alan begins by emphasizing the importance of processing everything that enters your system. He explains that collecting tasks and information is only the first step. The real value comes from making decisions about what each item means and what action is required. Without processing, your collection buckets become cluttered and ineffective, leading to stress and overwhelm. Processing is about making quick, clear decisions about each item. Alan stresses that the goal is not to complete every task immediately but to determine the next action required and organize it accordingly. By processing items regularly, you ensure that your system remains functional and that you can trust it to manage your tasks effectively. 2. The 2-minute rule. One of the key principles Alan introduces in this chapter is the 2-minute rule. This rule states that if a task can be completed in 2 minutes or less, it should be done immediately. The logic behind this rule is that it takes more time and effort to track and organize short tasks than it does to simply complete them. The 2-minute rule is a powerful tool for reducing the clutter in your system and ensuring that small tasks don't accumulate and become overwhelming. Alan advises applying this rule consistently during the processing phase, allowing you to quickly clear your in-basket of minor tasks and focus on more significant items. 3. The decision tree. Alan provides a decision tree to guide the processing of each item in your collection buckets. This decision tree is a simple yet effective tool for determining what to do with each task or piece of information. The steps in the decision tree are as follows. Is it actionable? The first question to ask is whether the item requires any action. If the answer is no, the item can be either discarded, filed as reference material, or placed in a someday maybe list for future consideration. What's the next action? If the item is actionable, the next step is to determine the specific physical action required to move it forward. This might involve making a phone call, writing an email, or conducting research. The key is to identify a tangible next step that can be taken. Can it be done in 2 minutes? If the action can be completed in 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. If it will take longer, the action should be delegated, deferred, or added to your next actions list. Is it part of a project? If the item is related to a larger project, it should be added to your project list, with the next action identified and organized in your system. This decision tree helps ensure that every item in your collection buckets is processed and organized in a way that allows you to take appropriate action. By following this process, you can quickly and efficiently clear your in-basket and maintain control over your tasks. 4. Organizing the results. Once you have processed each item, the next step is to organize the results. Allen emphasizes that processing and organizing are distinct phases. Processing is about making decisions, while organizing is about structuring those decisions in a way that makes them easy to access and execute. Allen recommends setting up a series of lists and folders to organize your tasks and information. These include next actions, a list of all the tasks that require action, organized by context, example. At work, at home. Calls. Waiting for, a list of tasks that have been delegated or are waiting for someone else to take action. Projects, a list of ongoing projects, each with a defined outcome and next action. Calendar, a tool for tracking time-specific tasks and appointments. Reference materials, a filing system for storing information that may be needed in the future but does not require immediate action. By organizing your tasks and information in this way, you create a clear and manageable system that allows you to focus on what needs to be done without being overwhelmed by the details. 5. The importance of regular processing. Allen emphasizes the importance of processing your in-baskets regularly. He advises setting aside specific times each day or week to go through your collection buckets and process each item. This ensures that your system remains up to date and that you can trust it to hold all the tasks and information you need to manage. Regular processing also helps prevent tasks from accumulating and becoming overwhelming. By staying on top of your in-baskets and processing items as they come in, you maintain control over your system and reduce the risk of missing important tasks or deadlines. 6. Building the habit. Finally, Allen addresses the importance of building the habit of regular processing. He acknowledges that it can be challenging to develop this habit, especially if you are used to letting tasks accumulate or keeping them in your head. However, he emphasizes that the benefits of consistent processing far outweigh the effort required to build the habit. Allen advises starting small, with regular, short processing sessions, and gradually building up to more comprehensive reviews. By making processing a regular part of your routine, you ensure that your system remains functional and that you can manage your tasks and responsibilities effectively. Chapter 7. Organizing, setting up the right buckets. Chapter 7 delves into the third phase of the GTD system, organizing. In this chapter, Allen explains how to structure and categorize the tasks, projects, and information you have processed. The goal of organizing is to create a system that allows you to quickly and easily access everything you need to manage your work and life effectively. This chapter provides detailed guidance on how to set up the buckets, where you will store and organize your tasks and information. 1. The importance of organizing. Allen begins by emphasizing that organizing is about creating a structured system that makes it easy to manage tasks and information. He distinguishes organizing from processing. While processing is about making decisions on what needs to be done, organizing is about structuring those decisions in a way that supports efficient action. A well-organized system ensures that nothing falls through the cracks and that you can focus on what needs to be done without being overwhelmed by the details. Allen argues that most people's productivity systems fail because they are not adequately organized. Tasks are scattered across various lists, tools, and locations, making it difficult to track progress and stay on top of responsibilities. By setting up a coherent, well-organized system, you can reduce mental clutter and increase your ability to focus on the task at hand. 2. Setting up action lists. The core of the GTD organizing system is the action list. Allen emphasizes that every actionable item should be placed on a list that is organized by context. This allows you to quickly find the tasks that are relevant to your current situation. Allen suggests several key contexts for organizing action lists: calls, tasks that require making phone calls; at computer, tasks that require the use of a computer; errands, tasks that involve going out to run errands; at home, tasks that can be done at home; office, tasks that are specific to your workplace; agendas, items to discuss with specific people or in specific meetings. By organizing tasks in this way, you can quickly access the relevant list depending on your current context, ensuring that you can make the best use of your time and resources. Allen also suggests creating a waiting for list for tasks that have been delegated or are dependent on others. This list helps you keep track of tasks that are out of your immediate control, ensuring that you can follow up as needed. 3. Organizing projects. In addition to action lists, Allen emphasizes the importance of organizing projects. He defines a project as any outcome that requires more than one action step to complete. Allen suggests creating a master project list where you can track all your active projects. Each project should have a clearly defined outcome and a next action identified. Allen advises reviewing your project lists regularly, ensuring that each project is moving forward and that no project is forgotten or neglected. The project list acts as a central hub for managing complex, multi-step tasks, allowing you to track progress and maintain momentum. 4. Setting up reference systems. Another critical aspect of organizing is setting up a reference system for storing information that does not require immediate action but may be needed in the future. Allen suggests creating both physical and digital reference systems, depending on your needs. The key is to create a system that is easy to use and maintain, allowing you to quickly find the information you need. Allen emphasizes the importance of keeping your reference system separate from your action lists. Reference materials should be filed and stored in a way that makes them easy to access without cluttering your action lists or project folders. This might include setting up filing cabinets for physical documents, or organizing digital files into folders on your computer or cloud storage. 5. Organizing someday maybe lists. Allen also introduces the concept of the someday maybe list, a place to store tasks, projects, and ideas that you are not ready to act on but want to keep on your radar. The someday maybe list allows you to capture these items without cluttering your active project and action lists. This list should be reviewed regularly to see if any items should be moved into active status or discarded if they are no longer relevant. The someday maybe list is a valuable tool for managing long-term goals, creative ideas, and potential future projects. It ensures that these items are not lost or forgotten while keeping your active system focused on current priorities. 6. Organizing calendar and time-specific actions. Allen emphasizes that your calendar should be reserved for time-specific tasks and appointments. He advises against using your calendar to track non-time-specific tasks, as this can lead to overwhelm and a cluttered schedule. The calendar should be a clear, concise tool for managing your time commitments, ensuring that you can see at a glance what needs to be done on a particular day or time. Time-specific actions, such as meetings, deadlines, and appointments, should be clearly noted on your calendar. This helps you manage your time effectively and ensures that you do not miss important commitments. 7. Keeping your system functional. Finally, Allen addresses the importance of keeping your organizing system functional. He emphasizes that organizing is not a one-time activity but an ongoing process that requires regular maintenance. Allen advises setting aside time each week to review and update your lists, ensuring that your system remains current and relevant. Allen also suggests periodically reviewing your reference system, project list, and someday maybe list to ensure that they are still serving your needs. By regularly maintaining your system, you ensure that it continues to support your productivity and reduce stress. Chapter 8. Reviewing. Keeping your system functional. This chapter covers the fourth phase of the GTD system, reviewing. Alan explains the importance of regularly reviewing your system to keep it functional and up to date. The review process is critical for maintaining control over your tasks and projects, ensuring that nothing falls through the cracks and that you are consistently focused on your priorities. This chapter provides detailed guidance on how to conduct regular reviews and how to integrate them into your routine. 1. The importance of regular reviews. Alan begins by emphasizing that the GTD system is only as effective as the consistency with which it is reviewed and maintained. He argues that without regular reviews, even the best organized system will eventually break down. Tasks will go unnoticed, projects will stall, and your overall sense of control will diminish. Regular reviews are essential for keeping your system current, relevant, and aligned with your goals. Alan explains that the review process serves several key functions: reconnecting with your commitments. Reviews help you reconnect with your commitments, ensuring that you are aware of what you have agreed to do and what progress you have made. Updating your system. Regular reviews allow you to update your lists, calendars, and project plans, ensuring that they reflect your current reality. Focusing on priorities. Reviews help you refocus on your priorities, ensuring that you are spending your time and energy on the most important tasks. Reducing stress. By keeping your system current and functional, reviews help reduce the mental stress of worrying about what you might have forgotten or neglected. 2. The daily review. Alan introduces the concept of the daily review, a brief, focused session where you review your calendar and action lists for the day. The daily review is designed to help you start your day with a clear understanding of what needs to be done and how you will allocate your time. This review should include reviewing your calendar. Check your calendar for any appointments, deadlines, or time-specific tasks. Ensure that you are aware of any commitments and plan your day accordingly. Reviewing your next actions list. Look over your next actions list to identify the tasks that you can work on today. Prioritize these tasks based on context, time available, and energy levels. Identifying critical tasks. Identify any tasks that are particularly urgent or important and make them a priority for the day. The daily review is a quick, focused activity that sets the tone for a productive day. By starting each day with a clear plan, you reduce the risk of being overwhelmed by unexpected tasks or distractions. 3. The weekly review. The weekly review is the cornerstone of the GTD system, according to Alan. This more comprehensive review session is designed to keep your system fully functional and aligned with your goals. The weekly review involves a thorough examination of all aspects of your system, including gather any loose papers, notes, or materials that have accumulated over the week. Add them to your in-basket for processing. Empty your in-basket, making decisions about each item and organizing them into your system. Reviewing your calendar. Look back at the past week to review any incomplete tasks or commitments. Then, look ahead to the coming weeks to prepare for upcoming events and deadlines. Reviewing your project list. Go through your project list to ensure that each project has a clear next action. Identify any stalled projects and decide how to move them forward. Reviewing your next actions list. Update your next actions list, removing completed tasks and adding new ones as needed. Organize your tasks by context to ensure that they are easy to access and execute. Reviewing your waiting for list. Check your waiting for list to follow up on any tasks that are dependent on others. Ensure that nothing is falling through the cracks. Reviewing your someday maybe list. Look over your someday maybe list to see if any items should be moved into active projects, or if any should be discarded. Updating your reference system. Review your reference materials to ensure that they are organized and up to date. Alan emphasizes that the weekly review is not just about updating your system, it is also an opportunity to reflect on your progress and refocus on your priorities. The review process should be thorough and unhurried, allowing you to reconnect with your commitments and make informed decisions about how to move forward. 4. The monthly and yearly review. In addition to the daily and weekly reviews, Alan suggests conducting monthly and yearly reviews to take a broader view of your goals and long-term projects. These reviews involve looking at the bigger picture and assessing your overall progress and direction. During these reviews, you might review long-term goals, assess your progress toward long-term goals, and adjust your plans as needed. Evaluate major projects. Take a closer look at major projects to ensure they are on track and aligned with your goals. Plan for the future. Consider what you want to achieve in the coming months or year and update your plans accordingly. Reflect on personal and professional growth. Use these reviews as an opportunity to reflect on your personal and professional growth, considering what has worked well and what could be improved. The monthly and yearly reviews help you maintain a long-term perspective and ensure that your daily and weekly actions are aligned with your broader goals. 5. Building the review habit. Finally, Alan addresses the importance of building the habit of regular reviews. He acknowledges that it can be challenging to establish this habit, especially if you are not used to regularly reviewing your tasks and projects. However, he emphasizes that the benefits of consistent reviews far outweigh the effort required to build the habit. Alan suggests starting with the daily review, gradually incorporating the weekly review, and then adding the monthly and yearly reviews as you become more comfortable with the process. By making reviews a regular part of your routine, you ensure that your system remains functional and that you can manage your tasks and responsibilities effectively. Chapter 9. Making the best action choices. In this chapter, Alan focuses on the final phase of the GTD system, doing. He explains how to make informed and effective choices about what tasks to work on at any given moment. The goal of this phase is to help you execute tasks efficiently, based on the context, time available, energy levels, and priorities. This chapter provides practical guidance on how to make the best action choices and manage your time and energy effectively. 1. The 4 criteria model for choosing actions. Alan introduces the 4 criteria model, a framework for deciding what tasks to work on next. This model helps you make decisions based on 4 key factors. Context. The first criterion is context, or the situation you are in and the resources available to you. Alan emphasizes that certain tasks can only be done in specific contexts. For example, if you are at your office, you might focus on tasks that require a computer or access to work files. If you are out running errands, you might focus on tasks that require you to be outside or near specific locations. Time available. The second criterion is the amount of time you have available. Alan suggests considering how much time you have before your next commitment or meeting. If you only have a short amount of time, you might choose a quick task from your next actions list. If you have a longer block of time, you might tackle a more substantial task or project. Energy available. The third criterion is your energy level. Alan acknowledges that not all tasks require the same amount of mental or physical energy. When you are feeling energized and focused, you might tackle more challenging tasks that require deep thinking or creativity. When your energy is low, you might choose tasks that are more routine or less demanding. Priority. The final criterion is priority, or the importance of the task relative to your goals and commitments. Alan emphasizes that while context, time, and energy are important, priorities should ultimately guide your decision-making. He suggests regularly reviewing your priorities to ensure that you are spending your time on the tasks that matter most. By applying the 4 criteria model, you can make informed choices about what tasks to work on, ensuring that you are using your time and energy effectively and staying aligned with your goals. 2. The threefold model for evaluating daily work. Alan introduces another model for evaluating daily work, the threefold model, which categorizes your work into 3 types. Doing predefined work. This category includes tasks that are already on your action lists, such as items from your next actions or waiting for lists. These are tasks that you have already identified and plan to do. Doing work as it shows up. This category includes tasks that arise spontaneously throughout the day, such as responding to emails, phone calls, or unexpected requests. Alan emphasizes that while these tasks can be important, it is crucial to manage them effectively to avoid being overwhelmed by interruptions. Defining your work. This category involves planning, organizing, and processing your tasks. It includes activities such as conducting a weekly review, updating your project list, or processing your in-basket. Defining your work is essential for maintaining a clear and organized system. Alan suggests that each day involves a mix of these 3 types of work. The key is to balance them effectively, ensuring that you are not only responding to immediate demands but also making progress on predefined tasks and maintaining your system. 3. The 6-level model for reviewing work. In addition to the 4 criteria model and the threefold model, Alan introduces the 6-level model for reviewing work. This model helps you review and prioritize your work at different levels of perspective. Ground level. This level includes your current actions, the tasks on your next actions list that you need to complete today or in the near future. Horizon 1. This level includes your current projects, the outcomes you are working toward that require multiple actions. Horizon 2. This level includes your areas of responsibility, the broader roles and commitments you have in your personal and professional life. Horizon 3. This level includes your 1 to 2 year goals, the medium-term objectives you are working toward. Horizon 4. This level includes your 3 to 5 year vision, the long-term goals and aspirations that guide your decisions. Horizon 5. This level includes your life purpose and values, the overarching principles and purpose that give meaning to your work and life. Allen suggests that the 6-level model helps you maintain a clear perspective on your work and ensure that your actions are aligned with your broader goals and values. By regularly reviewing your work at each level, you can make informed decisions about what tasks to prioritize and how to allocate your time and energy. 4. Managing interruptions and emergencies. Allen acknowledges that even with the best planning, interruptions and emergencies are inevitable. He offers practical advice on how to manage these situations effectively. Be flexible. Allen emphasizes the importance of flexibility in managing interruptions. He suggests that you should be prepared to adjust your plans as needed and prioritize tasks based on the current context and demands. Stay focused. When interruptions occur, Allen advises quickly assessing their importance and deciding whether to address them immediately or defer them to a later time. The key is to stay focused on your priorities and avoid being derailed by less important tasks. Return to your system. After dealing with interruptions, Allen suggests returning to your system as soon as possible. Review your action lists and priorities to get back on track and ensure that you are making progress on your important tasks. By managing interruptions effectively, you can maintain control over your time and energy, even in the face of unexpected demands. 5. Building the habit of doing. Finally, Allen addresses the importance of building the habit of consistent action. He acknowledges that many people struggle with procrastination or the tendency to delay tasks. However, he emphasizes that the GTD system is designed to make taking action easier by breaking tasks down into manageable next actions and organizing them in a way that supports efficient execution. Allen advises starting with small, achievable tasks to build momentum and gradually tackling more challenging tasks as you gain confidence. By consistently applying the 4-criteria model, the 3-fold model, and the 6-level model, you can develop the habit of making informed action choices and maintaining steady progress toward your goals. Chapter 10. Getting Projects Under Control. This chapter focuses on the advanced techniques for managing and controlling projects within the GTD system. David Allen explains how to handle complex projects, ensuring that they remain on track and that you maintain control over all aspects of your work. This chapter provides detailed guidance on how to manage projects effectively, from initial planning to execution and completion. 1. Understanding projects in the GTD context. Allen begins by reiterating the definition of a project in the GTD system: any outcome that requires more than one action step to complete. He emphasizes that projects can vary widely in scope and complexity, from small, personal tasks to large, professional undertakings. The key to managing projects effectively is to break them down into manageable parts and maintain clear next actions for each component. Allen also emphasizes the importance of defining the desired outcome for each project. A clear outcome provides direction and motivation, helping you stay focused on what you want to achieve. By defining the outcome and identifying the next actions, you create a clear path forward, reducing the risk of projects stalling or becoming overwhelming. 2. The Natural Planning Model. Allen introduces the Natural Planning Model, a 5-step process for planning and executing projects. This model mirrors the natural way the mind processes information and can be applied to projects of any size or complexity. The 5 steps are: defining purpose and principles. The first step is to define the purpose of the project, why you are doing it, and what you hope to achieve. Additionally, you should establish guiding principles that will help you make decisions and evaluate progress. Outcome visioning. The second step involves visualizing the successful completion of the project. What will it look like when the project is finished? How will you feel? What benefits will result? This vision provides motivation and direction. Brainstorming. The third step is brainstorming, where you generate ideas, actions, and solutions related to the project. This step is about expanding possibilities and exploring different approaches without judgment. Organizing. The fourth step involves organizing the ideas and actions generated during brainstorming. This includes grouping related tasks, identifying key components, and sequencing the steps required to complete the project. Identifying next actions. The final step is to identify the next physical actions required to move the project forward. These actions should be specific, tangible, and immediately actionable. The natural planning model provides a structured approach to project management that aligns with the way the mind naturally works. By following these steps, you can effectively plan and execute projects, regardless of their complexity. 3. Handling multiple projects. Allen acknowledges that most people have multiple projects going on at the same time, both in their personal and professional lives. Managing multiple projects requires a system that allows you to track progress, maintain focus, and avoid overwhelm. Allen offers several strategies for handling multiple projects. Maintain a master project list. Keep a comprehensive list of all your active projects. This list provides an overview of your commitments and helps you prioritize your time and resources. Review regularly. Conduct regular reviews of your project list, ensuring that each project has a clear next action and that you are making consistent progress. The weekly review is particularly important for managing multiple projects. Group-related projects. If you have several related projects, consider grouping them together. This allows you to manage them more efficiently and ensures that related tasks are coordinated. Use context lists. Organize your next actions by context, example. At work, at home. Calls, to make it easier to focus on specific tasks depending on your current situation. Delegate where possible. If you are managing a large number of projects, consider delegating tasks to others where appropriate. This allows you to focus on the most critical aspects of your work. By applying these strategies, you can manage multiple projects effectively, ensuring that each one receives the attention it needs without becoming overwhelming. 4. Dealing with project complexity. Allen also addresses the challenge of managing complex projects that involve multiple components, teams, or stages. For complex projects, he suggests breaking them down into smaller, more manageable parts. Each part should have its own defined outcome, next actions, and timelines. For example, if you are managing a large marketing campaign, you might break it down into components such as market research, content creation, ad placement, and campaign analysis. Each of these components can be treated as a subproject with its own planning, execution, and review processes. Allen also recommends using tools such as project management software, Gantt charts, or other planning tools to help visualize and manage complex projects. These tools can provide a clear overview of the project timeline, dependencies, and progress, making it easier to stay on track and adjust as needed. 5. Keeping projects moving forward. One of the key challenges in project management is maintaining momentum and ensuring that projects move forward consistently. Allen offers several strategies for keeping projects on track. Identify clear next actions. Ensure that every project has a clearly defined next action. This action should be specific, tangible, and something that can be done immediately. Set milestones. Break the project down into smaller milestones or checkpoints. Each milestone should represent a significant step toward the final outcome, and should have its own next actions. Review and adjust. Regularly review the project's progress and adjust your plans as needed. If a project stalls, revisit the natural planning model to reassess the purpose, outcome, and next actions. Stay flexible. Be prepared to adjust your plans as new information or challenges arise. Flexibility is key to managing projects in dynamic environments. Celebrate successes. Take time to acknowledge and celebrate the completion of milestones or the final project. Celebrating successes helps maintain motivation and momentum. By applying these strategies, you can ensure that your projects remain on track, that you maintain momentum, and that you achieve the desired outcomes. 6. The role of review in project management. Finally, Allen emphasizes the importance of regular reviews in project management. He argues that reviews are critical for maintaining control over your projects, ensuring that they are progressing as planned, and making adjustments as needed. The weekly review is particularly important for project management. During this review, you should review your project list, ensure that each project is moving forward and that any stalled projects are addressed. Update your next actions. Add any new next actions to your lists and ensure that they are organized by context. Check for dependencies. Identify any tasks or components that are dependent on others and ensure that these dependencies are managed effectively. Reassess priorities. Consider whether any projects need to be reprioritized based on changing circumstances or new information. Reflect on progress. Take a moment to reflect on your progress, celebrate successes, and identify areas for improvement. By incorporating regular reviews into your project management process, you ensure that your projects remain under control, that you maintain momentum, and that you can achieve your desired outcomes. Chapter 11: The Power of the Collection Habit. Chapter 11 shifts focus to the underlying habits that support the GTD system. David Allen explores the importance of developing and maintaining the habit of collection, the practice of consistently capturing all tasks, ideas, and information that require your attention. This chapter delves into the psychology behind the collection habit and explains how it forms the foundation of an effective productivity system. 1. The psychological benefits of collection. Allen begins by discussing the psychological benefits of consistently collecting everything that has your attention. He explains that the human mind is not designed to hold and manage a multitude of tasks and commitments. When you try to keep everything in your head, it creates mental clutter, stress, and a sense of overwhelm. This mental load can lead to decreased focus, procrastination, and anxiety. By consistently collecting everything in an external system, you free your mind from the burden of trying to remember and manage all your tasks. This practice reduces mental clutter and creates a sense of clarity and control. Allen emphasizes that the act of collection is not just about organizing tasks, it's about creating mental space for focused thinking and creativity. 2. Developing the collection habit. Allen acknowledges that developing the collection habit requires discipline and consistency. However, he argues that once this habit is established, it becomes a natural and automatic part of your routine. The key to building the collection habit is to make it as easy and accessible as possible. Allen offers several strategies for developing this habit. Always have a capture tool. Ensure that you always have a capture tool with you, whether it's a notebook, a digital app, or a voice recorder. This allows you to capture tasks and ideas as soon as they arise. Capture everything. Get into the habit of capturing everything that requires your attention, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant. This includes tasks, ideas, reminders, and commitments. Empty your in-baskets regularly. Set aside regular times to empty your in-baskets and process the items you have collected. This ensures that your system remains current and functional. Make collection a part of your routine. Integrate collection into your daily routine, making it a natural and automatic habit. For example, you might set aside time each morning or evening to capture new tasks and review your lists. By consistently applying these strategies, you can develop the collection habit and ensure that your system remains effective and stress-free. 3. The role of collection in the GTD system. Allen explains that the collection habit is the foundation of the entire GTD system. Without consistent collection, the rest of the system breaks down. Tasks and commitments will be forgotten, mental clutter will accumulate, and your sense of control will diminish. The collection habit ensures that everything that requires your attention is captured in a trusted system, allowing you to process, organize, and review your tasks effectively. Allen emphasizes that the collection habit is not just about capturing tasks, it's about capturing everything that has your attention. This includes ideas, projects, reminders, and even thoughts or concerns that need to be explored further. By capturing everything, you create a comprehensive system that can handle the complexities of modern life. 4. Overcoming barriers to collection. Allen acknowledges that there are common barriers to developing the collection habit. These barriers might include procrastination, putting off the act of collection because it seems tedious or time-consuming; forgetfulness, failing to capture tasks or ideas because you don't have a capture tool with you or because you are distracted; resistance to change, struggling to adopt new habits or tools because of a preference for old ways of doing things. Allen offers practical advice for overcoming these barriers. He suggests starting small, focusing on one aspect of collection at a time, and gradually building the habit. He also emphasizes the importance of consistency and repetition in developing new habits. By making collection a priority and addressing these barriers, you can establish the collection habit and ensure that it becomes a natural part of your routine. 5. The long-term impact of the collection habit. Finally, Allen discusses the long-term impact of maintaining the collection habit. He argues that consistent collection leads to significant improvements in productivity, focus, and well-being. Over time, the collection habit reduces stress, increases clarity, and enhances your ability to manage complex tasks and projects. Allen also emphasizes that the collection habit supports other aspects of the GTD system, such as processing, organizing, and reviewing. By consistently capturing everything that requires your attention, you create a solid foundation for these other phases, ensuring that your system remains functional and effective. Chapter 12. The Power of the Next Action Decision. This chapter explores the concept of the next action and its significance in the GTD system. David Allen explains that the next action decision is the key to maintaining momentum and ensuring that tasks and projects move forward efficiently. This chapter delves into the psychology behind the next action decision and provides practical guidance on how to apply this concept effectively in your work and life. 1. The importance of the next action. Allen begins by explaining that the next action decision is at the core of the GTD system. The next action is the very next physical step that you need to take to move a task or project forward. This decision is crucial because it transforms vague intentions into concrete actions, making it easier to execute tasks and achieve desired outcomes. Allen argues that one of the main reasons tasks and projects stall is that the next action is not clearly defined. When you have a vague or undefined task, it creates mental resistance and leads to procrastination. By clearly identifying the next action, you eliminate ambiguity and create a clear path forward, making it easier to take action. 2. The psychology of the next action. Allen delves into the psychology behind the next action decision. He explains that the human mind is more likely to take action when the task is clearly defined and achievable. When you break down a task into its next action, it becomes less intimidating and more manageable. This approach reduces the mental effort required to start the task and increases the likelihood of completing it. Allen also emphasizes that the next action decision creates a sense of progress and momentum. Each time you complete a next action, you move closer to your goal, which provides motivation and encourages further action. This momentum is crucial for maintaining productivity and ensuring that tasks and projects are completed on time. 3. Applying the next action decision. Allen provides practical guidance on how to apply the next action decision in your daily work. He suggests the following steps. Identify the desired outcome. Before determining the next action, clearly define the desired outcome for the task or project. What do you want to achieve? This provides direction and ensures that your actions are aligned with your goals. Break it down. Once the outcome is defined, break the task or project down into smaller components. Identify the very next physical action required to move each component forward. This might involve making a phone call, writing an email, or conducting research. Make it specific. Ensure that the next action is specific, tangible, and immediately actionable. Avoid vague or abstract actions, as these create ambiguity and resistance. Organize by context. Organize your next actions by context, example. At work, at home. Calls, to make it easier to access and execute tasks depending on your current situation. Review regularly. Regularly review your next actions to ensure that they are up to date and relevant. Update your lists as new tasks arise and as you complete existing actions. By consistently applying the next action decision, you create a clear, actionable plan for each task and project. This approach reduces the risk of procrastination and ensures that you maintain steady progress toward your goals. 4. Overcoming resistance to the next action. Allen acknowledges that even with a clearly defined next action, you may still encounter resistance to taking action. This resistance can stem from various factors, such as fear, uncertainty, or a lack of motivation. Allen offers several strategies for overcoming this resistance. Start small. If the next action feels overwhelming, break it down further into even smaller steps. Start with the smallest possible action that you can take to move the task forward. Use the 2-minute rule. If a next action can be completed in 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. This helps reduce the mental load and clears your lists of small tasks. Focus on the benefits. Remind yourself of the benefits of completing the task or project. Focus on the positive outcomes and the sense of accomplishment that comes with taking action. Seek support. If you are struggling with a particular next action, consider seeking support from a colleague, mentor, or friend. Talking through the task with someone else can provide clarity and motivation. Visualize success. Use visualization techniques to imagine the successful completion of the task or project. This can provide motivation and help you overcome resistance. By applying these strategies, you can overcome resistance to the next action and maintain momentum in your work and life. 5. The long-term impact of the next action decision. Finally, Allen discusses the long-term impact of consistently applying the next action decision. He argues that this practice leads to significant improvements in productivity, focus, and overall well-being. Over time, the habit of defining and executing next actions becomes second nature, making it easier to manage complex tasks and projects. Allen also emphasizes that the next action decision supports other aspects of the GTD system, such as processing, organizing, and reviewing. By consistently identifying and executing next actions, you ensure that your system remains functional and that you can achieve your desired outcomes with greater efficiency and less stress. Chapter 13. The Power of Outcome Focusing. In this chapter, Allen explores the concept of outcome focusing and its significance in the GTD system. He explains that focusing on the desired outcome of a task or project is a powerful tool for increasing productivity, motivation, and clarity. This chapter delves into the psychology behind outcome focusing and provides practical guidance on how to apply this concept effectively in your work and life. 1. The importance of outcome focusing. Allen begins by explaining that outcome focusing is the practice of clearly defining the desired result of a task or project before taking action. This practice is crucial because it provides direction and motivation, helping you stay focused on what you want to achieve. By starting with the end in mind, you can work backward to identify the steps needed to reach your goal, ensuring that your actions are aligned with your desired outcome. Allen argues that many tasks and projects fail or stall because the outcome is not clearly defined. When the desired result is vague or ambiguous, it creates confusion and resistance, leading to procrastination and inaction. By contrast, when the outcome is clear and specific, it becomes easier to take action and maintain momentum. 2. The psychology of outcome focusing. Allen delves into the psychology behind outcome focusing. He explains that the human mind is naturally goal-oriented and thrives on clarity and purpose. When you focus on the outcome, it engages your mind's problem-solving abilities and motivates you to take action. This approach also reduces the mental effort required to start a task, as the path to achieving the outcome becomes clearer. Allen emphasizes that outcome focusing is not just about defining goals, it's about creating a vivid mental picture of the successful completion of a task or project. This mental imagery provides a powerful source of motivation and helps you stay focused, even in the face of challenges or distractions. 3. Applying outcome focusing. Allen provides practical guidance on how to apply outcome focusing in your daily work. He suggests the following steps. Define the desired outcome. Before starting any task or project, take a moment to clearly define what you want to achieve. What does success look like? What specific result are you aiming for? Visualize the outcome. Create a vivid mental picture of the successful completion of the task or project. Imagine what it will look like, how it will feel, and what benefits will result from achieving it. Work backward. Once the outcome is defined, work backward to identify the steps needed to reach it. What actions need to be taken? What resources or support will you need? Identify the next action. Break the steps down into specific, tangible next actions that can be taken immediately. This helps create a clear path forward and reduces the risk of procrastination. Review and adjust. Regularly review your progress toward the outcome and make adjustments as needed. Ensure that your actions are consistently aligned with your desired result. By consistently applying outcome focusing, you can increase your productivity, motivation, and clarity, making it easier to achieve your goals and complete tasks and projects successfully. 4. Overcoming barriers to outcome focusing. Allen acknowledges that there are common barriers to effective outcome focusing. These barriers might include vagueness or ambiguity, difficulty in clearly defining the desired outcome, leading to confusion and resistance. Lack of motivation, a lack of interest or enthusiasm for the task or project, making it challenging to focus on the outcome. Fear of failure, concerns about not being able to achieve the desired outcome, leading to procrastination or avoidance. Allen offers practical advice for overcoming these barriers. He suggests the following strategies: clarify your goals, take the time to clearly define your goals and outcomes, breaking them down into specific, tangible results. If the outcome feels vague or overwhelming, consider breaking it down into smaller, more manageable components. Reconnect with your purpose. Remind yourself of the purpose behind the task or project. Why is it important? What benefits will result from achieving the outcome? Reconnecting with your purpose can help reignite your motivation and enthusiasm. Visualize success. Use visualization techniques to imagine the successful completion of the task or project. Focus on the positive outcomes and the sense of accomplishment that comes with achieving your goal. Take small steps. If fear of failure is holding you back, start with small, achievable actions. Build momentum by taking small steps toward the outcome, gradually increasing your confidence and reducing resistance. By applying these strategies, you can overcome barriers to outcome focusing and maintain a clear and motivated approach to your work and life. 5. The long-term impact of outcome focusing. Finally, Allen discusses the long-term impact of consistently applying outcome focusing. He argues that this practice leads to significant improvements in productivity, focus, and overall well-being. Over time, the habit of defining and focusing on outcomes becomes second nature, making it easier to manage complex tasks and projects. Allen also emphasizes that outcome focusing supports other aspects of the GTD system, such as processing, organizing, and reviewing. By consistently defining and focusing on outcomes, you ensure that your system remains functional and that you can achieve your desired results with greater efficiency and less stress. Thank you for joining our quest for infinite growth. If you enjoyed this, please like and follow Infinite Self-Improvement on all social media and podcasts. We'll see you soon, but until then, remember that your potential is infinite.